Welcome back, YouTube. Got kind of a neat pocket knife here out of good old grandfather's collection. This one is a bit of a mystery. It looks pretty old. My grandfather wanted to sell it for a whopping 25 cents. The mystery about it is I can't tell who manufactured it. But it's neat because it looks like it was came from Sheffield, England. But that is as much as I can tell about what is going on here. I don't know if you can see any of this stuff. It has tank stamps on it, but the only thing that I've been able to decipher about the stamps is Sheffield. Looks like a, I guess this is a Whittler shape. But this stamp has the clearest of all. So on the bottom here, it looks like it says Sheffield, but I can't tell what the top and middle lines are. Something about ant or something like that. I put pictures of these guys up on, Reddit and all about pocketknives.com, but nobody has, at least so far, provided much in the way of who might have manufactured them. So don't know. So something out of Sheffield. But it's a nice little knife as usual. It's not, it doesn't have any half stops. It's not real tight, snappy, but it of course is all working. I have to look this guy up. But it does snap closed pretty good, pretty well. It just doesn't open very well. But it's, pretty solid, doesn't wobble or anything, doesn't shake. I'm gonna guess this is a very old knife, mostly because my grandfather's knives are all, a lot of old knives in here. It just kind of has that old feeling. Usual disclaimer, I don't know if anybody will get tired of hearing this, but I'm not a knife expert. These are all my grandfather's pocket knives, which he did not tell me a lot of history on them. So I don't know much about them, other than he would buy them at flea markets around Northern California. This, like a blade like this is really skinny, so I'm assuming somebody just sharpened this till it got to this point. I wouldn't think it would be made like this, but let me know if anybody has any thoughts on any of that. Tried to Google around. I kind of feel like, that's W and S or something like that, but I didn't find anything with W and S or anything. My grandfather didn't seem to think much of it if he wanted to sell it for a quarter. But, maybe he just didn't know what he had. I would think so. Sheffield, England, pretty nice knives. Yeah, I kind of feel like this is a horn, water buffalo horn. Kind of has that same feeling. I did a E. Blyde and Company out of Sheffield, was one of the knives I found on there, and somebody told me it was water buffalo horn, so kind of has the same feeling. Try to clean up some of that masking tape glue. But as always, I'm not restoring these guys. I'm just caring for them while they're in my possession and putting them up on eBay. And just talking a little bit about them while I do this. Yeah, I'm kind of running out of stories about my grandfather as we do this. Some stories that my father relayed to me about him. He was a very good shot. He was a big hunter, hunted deer an awful lot in northern and central California. But you'd always be able to bring one down, big old buck. He would hunt geese, deer, dove. My dad relayed a story once. Boy, that ends up looking really nice. My dad relayed a story once that one time he was on a trail and his father, my grandfather, of course, was on another trail on a mountain crossways, and unbeknownst to my dad, there was a big old buck running down the trail, charging at my father. And all my father heard was, "Look out!" from across the other mountain. And then a big old shot. And the shot brought down the buck. And the buck just collapsed right in front of my father. And so, of course, my father would have gotten run over if my grandfather hadn't shot that thing on the move. Shot him right down dead. So that kind of tells you what kind of a shot he was. Of course, my grandfather, he grew up in Colorado, hunted and fished and all that kind of stuff his entire life. So, back in the old West, back in those days, that's what you did. Yeah, there's another grandpa story for you. Pretty amazing when you think about something like that. But yeah, that comes out looking pretty nice. Looks like there might have been a shield that came out of it or something in that little indentation. But it's real nice. I'm sure everything out of Sheffield, England is nice, right? Yeah, if anybody has any idea, who might have made this or what, give me a comment, let me know. Those bolsters got some nice pinches in it, not just your standard bolsters, got a little bit of artistry going on. Yeah, it looks like that tape, made a little dark spot where it was, so that's kind of a bummer. I don't know. Let's see what happens here. What else? I don't know. Not much else to say on this one. Just another interesting knife from Granddad's collection. One last look. Okay, next up on this big journey. Thanks for watching.